So you can understand from the second part of the story that there was a type of communal harmony prevailing in the locality of Kalam. As the Rameshwaram temple was 10 minutes walk from Kalam's house, and their locality was dominated by the Muslims, as well as Hindus live friendly with among them with each other, and many people of different religions also collected sanctified water from Kalam's father to take them to cure the invalids. Now the next part of the story I am coming. The high priest of Rameshwaram temple, Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, was a very close friend of my father's. One of the most vivid memories of my early childhood is of the two men, each in traditional attire, discussing spiritual matters. When I was old enough to ask questions, I asked my father about the relevance of prayer. So the high priest or the chief priest of Rameshwaram temple, Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, was a very close friend of Kalam's father's, and one of his most clear memories which he had of his early childhood was of two men, each in traditional dresses, each in traditional attire, dresses. Wearing those dresses, they were discussing spiritual matters. When he was old enough, means when Kalam became old enough to ask questions, he asked his father about the relevance of prayer, means what is the significance of prayer, how prayer could be related to life. So my brother told me that there was nothing mysterious about prayer. Father said that prayer was not at all mysterious. No mystery is there. No hidden thing is there related to prayer. That people will not understand. So he described in his language that when you pray, he said, you transcend your body and become a part of the cosmos, which knows no division of wealth, age, caste or creed. So when a person prays, it seems that he forgets about his physical existence, and his soul just travels in the presence of that supreme presence, which is known as cosmos, where the belief is that there exists a supreme presence, and in that cosmos there is no division of wealth, age, caste or creed. So man makes the division among people, but the presence of the supreme being, the man can't find any kind of division of wealth, age, caste or creed. My father could convey complex spiritual concepts in very simple, down-to-earth Tamil. So his father could express complex spiritual concepts in a very simple, down-to-earth Tamil. He once told me, in his own time, in his own place, and in what he really is, and in the stage he has reached, good or bad, every human being is a specific element within the whole of manifest divine. So his father had pointed out what? His father had pointed out that in his own time, in his own place, means a person is existing in his own time, in his own place, means whatever the stage the person might have reached in, means that situation he might have faced, he is just a part, or he is just an appearance of that divine. So he considered that every human being is an appearance of God. Whatever might be, this is the basic religious teaching for all religions, that man is a part of God. We can't separate God from man, because God resides within the heart of man. As a result, Kalam's father wanted to point out that a person may be good, person may be bad. A person may be facing a particular time, but and he might be living in a particular place, and he might really attain a stage of his existence. But the main thing is that he is also an appearance of God. He cannot be separated from God itself. So why be afraid of difficulties, sufferings and problems? So if human beings are a part of God, so why should they be afraid of any kind of adversities like difficulties, sufferings or any kind of problems? Why any adverse effect would be there for any kind of difficulties, sufferings, means a pain, miserable condition, the sufferings, the problems which trouble usually human beings. Why they should be troubled by that? Because they are a part of God. They could easily face, or they can easily face the situation, whatever might be. When troubles come, try to understand the relevance of your sufferings. So he pointed out, this is a great teaching, that whenever troubles comes to you, you just try to understand why the trouble is coming to me, the significance of the troubles. Adversity always presents opportunities for introspection. So, according to him, say when a person is in adversity or when a person is in hardship, he can easily understand the trouble of his sufferings or the troubles of his means he can understand why troubles are coming to him, why sufferings are there. Because whenever he is facing hardship, he has the better opportunity to study or think deeply about oneself. So he can consider, means it is a type of self-analysis where man can understand the troubles, why they are facing the troubles. Whenever man is in good condition, he will never learn to analyze himself. But when he will face the troubles, the adversities, he will definitely try to realize himself. He will definitely try to the way of self-realization. Why don't you say this to the people who come to you for help and people advice? Then he said to him that why he did not say this to people who came to him for help and advice. I asked my father, means this was a natural question of Kalam. So why he was acting as a mediator of people, why he was providing them sanctified water. He could have taught them that human beings are a part of God and human beings could easily handle their things easily. They could cope up with all sorts of problems. But this was a question came to Kalam's mind. And he asked his father. He put his hands on my shoulders and looked straight into my eyes. For quite some time he said nothing, as if he was judging my capacity to comprehend his words. Then he answered in a low, deep voice. His answer filled me with strange energy and enthusiasm. So, for some time, what happened? He put his hands on his shoulders and looked straight into his eyes. For what some time, he said nothing. Then, as if he was judging, he was trying to analyze his capacity, that how he would be able to understand Kalam's father's words. He was judging the capacity of Kalam. Now, then he answered in a low voice. And when he answered, his answer filled him with a strange type of energy and enthusiasm. Means the answer has a very positive influence on him. At first, his father judged his capacity, that whether he would be able to understand his concept of spirituality or not. Then he answered in a low, deep voice, and he knows that if Kalams once understands his spiritual beliefs or his spiritual point of view, it will be that it will give him inspiration, and those words were the fundamental or are the fundamental truths of life.